You ready to dive deep into the world of Petit Verdot? This one's going to be special.
I'm ready. It's a grape that I think often gets overlooked, so I'm excited to really uncover what makes it so special.
Let me tell you, our listeners, they clearly have a thirst for this Petit Verdot knowledge.
It seems like it, yeah.
And we are not holding back on this deep dive. We're talking centuries of history, a global takeover, and a flavor profile that is anything but petit.
That's right. It's anything but small.
Get ready to find out why this grape, it's so much more than just another Bordeaux blend.
It really is. What's fascinating to me is how Petit Verdot's story kind of challenges our assumptions about it. Most people, they hear that name and they think, oh, yeah, that minor player into Bordeaux blend.
Right, just there to add a little something?
Exactly. But did you know that this grape might actually predate Cabernet Sauvignon in the region?
Oh, wow, so it's been around the block a few times.
It's possible, yeah. We might be dealing with a true OG of the Bordeaux scene, which I love.
I love that. Sipping on centuries of history with every glass. And speaking of unexpected, the book was telling about Petit Verdot's flavor being anything BUTP.
Yeah, exactly. Forget subtle. We're talking intense, dark fruits like blackberry and cassis just crashing headfirst into spices like black pepper and clove.
Whoa, that's a serious flavor combination. I mean, that's bold.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
Not for the faint of heart, that's right. But there's that unexpected floral note you mentioned earlier.
Yes. It's actually what I find is so intriguing about Petit Verdot. Just when you think you have it pegged as this big, bold fruit bomb, bam, a whiff of violets just throws you for a loop.
It's like, where did that come from?
Right. That extra layer of complexity, I think, really sets it apart.
That delicate floral touch amidst all that intensity.
Mm.
I can see why this grape is starting to show up in wines all over the world.
Oh, absolutely. And it's interesting because while it was traditionally used, to add structure and complexity to those
Yeah.
Bordeaux blends, it's now like taking center stage as a single varietal star.
I love that. It's like it finally stepped into the spotlight.
Exactly. And we're seeing it thrive in unexpected places, from those sunny vineyards of California to the cooler, higher altitude climates of Chile.
I bet you're listening to this right now, nodding along, thinking, wait, have I had a Petit Verdot? Popularity has just exploded.
It really has. People are starting to discover it, and I think those robust tannins and balanced acidity that the book mentions really help it shine in these different terroirs.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Those cannons are key to Petit Verdot's character, right?
Yeah.
They give the wine structure that pleasant drying sensation on your tongue, and they allow it to age gracefully, developing incredible complexity over time.
That's what makes it so exciting for, aging. You can really see how those flavors evolve over time.
So we're talking about a wine that's not just delicious now, but it has the potential to become even more intriguing with age. That's a tempting prospect for, I think, any wine enthusiast out there.
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, even young Petit Verdots can offer such a captivating experience. That balance between that full-bodied structure and that vibrant acidity, that's what makes it so enjoyable to drink, even in its youth.
It's like you take a sip and you're embarking on this flavor journey. You start with that bold fruit and the spice kicks in and it lingers on your palate long after you've taken a sip. Really, really intriguing.
Yeah.
But enough about the theory. Let's talk about how this actually translates to the real world and our taste buds. I'm ready to go beyond the bottle, so to speak.
Sure.
What about pairing Petit Verdot with food?
Ooh, this is where it gets really fun.
Yeah. Based on all your previous deep dives about food pairings, I have a feeling you're going to love this part.
I live for a good food pairing.
It sounds like this grape, it does not shy away from, like, bold flavors on the plate.
No, not at all. In fact, it thrives alongside those bold flavors. There's this fascinating detail in the book about Petit Verdot's history in South Africa.
Okay, tell me more.
So apparently it was a key ingredient in their fortified wines because it could withstand that long sea voyage to England.
Oh, wow, it held up that well.
Yeah, it's a strong grape. That inherent hardiness, it really translates beautifully to food pairings.
So we're talking about a grape that can handle some serious culinary muscle.
Precisely. Think rich, savory dishes, even those with a bit of heat.
Okay, yeah, the classic pairing, of course, is grilled meats. The book mentioned a perfectly cooked steak alongside a glass of Petit Verdot, and now I'm craving steak.
Oh, the best. The tannins in the wine, they cut through the richness of that meat while those dark fruit and spice notes complement the smoky char. It's a match made in culinary heaven.
It really does sound like it.
Huh.
But it sounds like we don't have to just stop at steak. The book also hinted at some, like, unexpected pairings that might surprise even the most adventurous eaters.
Absolutely. For those who like a little fire, Petit Verdot can handle the heat of Mexican or Indian cuisine beautifully.
Really. Now that is a pairing I haven't tried before.
It's delicious.
I can imagine, yeah, those bold flavors like standing up perfectly to the wine's intensity. I think the book even specifically mentioned mole sauces, that complexity just seems like a natural fit.
It really is. It's all about finding those complementary flavor profile.
That's what it's all about.
And for the cheese lovers out there, don't even get me started on the cheese.
Okay, you convinced me. Let's talk cheese. What pairs well with, like, a bold red like this?
Those robust tannins we were talking about, they absolutely love rich, aged cheeses, cheddar, Gouda, even good blue cheese.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sharpness of the cheese balances beautifully with the wine's structure. It's like a symphony of flavors in your mouth.
It's all about that balance, isn't it? Finding those harmonious combinations that elevate both the food and the wine.
Exactly. And speaking of balance, our source material actually touches upon an important topic that's on the minds of winemakers around the world right now: climate change.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
It's a reality we can't ignore, and the future of a lot of grape varietals is, a little uncertain.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's a glimmer of hope, and especially for Petit Verdot. We were talking about its adaptability earlier, how it seems to thrive in these vastly different climates.
Right.
Could this be the key to its survival, even in the face of climate change? That's what I'm curious about.
I mean, it's possible, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it would make sense.
it might just be. The book highlights Petit Verdot's natural hardiness as a potential asset. As wine regions around the world experience those shifting weather patterns, more extreme temperatures.
Right. It's scary to think about.
It is, but this resilient grape might have an edge.
That's very true, yeah. So we're not just talking about, like, tweaking things here and there.
Right.
We're talking about the very grapes themselves. Like, they hold the secrets
Well, yeah,
to
exactly.
a more sustainable future for wine.
It's fascinating stuff. Some winemakers, they actually believe that certain Petit Verdot clones, they actually show even greater resilience to things like heat and drought stress.
Oh, yeah.
They can just withstand those extreme weather events that are unfortunately becoming all too common.
That's incredible. It kind of gives a whole new meaning to bold when we're talking about this grape.
I like that, yeah.
It's not just about the flavor, right?
Right.
It's about its potential to weather the storm, so to speak.
Exactly. And it could mean that we see entirely new regions emerge as, like, prime Petit Verdot territory.
Oh, wow.
Each producing wines with these unique characteristics shaped by that specific terroir.
Okay, now you've got me imagining like a future wine map.
Yes.
And it's dotted with all these unexpected Petit Verdot
I
hotspots.
love it.
That's a pretty exciting prospect for any wine lover, I
It
think.
really is. Imagine, like, sipping a Petit Verdot from a vineyard in a region that was previously, like, unheard of for winemaking. Talk about expanding your palate and your horizons.
Absolutely, yeah. This deep dive has taken us on such a journey. I mean, we started with like a little-known grape, and now we're talking about centuries of history, global expansion, even the future of winemaking.
I know. It's incredible.
It sounds like you're saying Petit Verdot is like a bit of a superhero in the vineyard.
In a way, yes. I mean, it's a grape that can surprise you. It can challenge your perceptions of what a red wine can be.
And it's delicious, which is always a plus.
Always a plus.
So for our listeners who are now inspired to like seek out and savor a glass of Petit Verdot, maybe even with a delicious meal pairing, what are the key takeaways you want them to remember from this deep dive?
Well, first and foremost, don't let the petit in the name fool you. This is a grape of intensity, complexity, incredible aging potential.
It's not messing around.
No, it's not messing around at all. And it really, I think, rewards those who take the time to get to know it.
Absolutely, yeah. And what else?
Secondly, remember its incredible versatility. Whether you enjoy it in a classic Bordeaux blend, as a bold standalone wine, even as a refreshing rosé, Petit Verdot offers this whole range of styles and expressions to explore.
I love that. And lastly, I hope this deep dive has like opened your eyes to Petit Verdot, not just as a delicious wine, but as a symbol of like resilience and adaptability in the face of, a changing world.
Well said. It's a reminder that even in challenging times, there's always something remarkable waiting to be discovered, especially in the world of wine.
That's a perfect note to end on. So if this grape, with its unexpected journey and incredible resilience, can capture the hearts and palates of, wine lovers worldwide, what other hidden gems are out there just waiting to be discovered? Keep exploring, and we'll be right here with you, uncovering the fascinating stories behind every sip.
Cheers to that.